invite some people and whatnot. Where are we? Oh,
Support Daddy. Daddy, but he can't. I can't put the case back. I can break it off. What's that?
How do you invite
Thank
people?
you, Daddy. You're not going away.
Nope.
Yeah, so it looks like Facebook forced a new interface on me, and there's no invite button anymore.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's fun.
Any of you guys have the invite button? Warner, I know you usually bring up the stream too.
See here.
See if you have it.
Yeah, just share. It's just share, right?
Create notifications.
Is there a little bit of a delay too?
Yeah, it's gonna be like
Kim off.
2 seconds.
Get Kim
Right.
done to invite everybody. Oh, here we go.
Okay. Okay, make this up. Yeah, looks like we're live. I can't. Some people are watching. Great. Okay, so we're live with the very first ever sketch cards challenge, which is poker themed. Before we get into the rules, let's do a round of intros. Jay, I'm about to butcher your name.
It's okay. It's Peter Onitz.
Peter Anitz. Okay.
Peter Onitz. There you go. Yeah.
Peter Anitz. Who are you? What do you do?
Well, like he butchered, my name is Jay Peter Onitz. I am a comic artist and professor at the Savannah College of Art and Design down in Georgia. I am in my home studio because we're teaching online at the moment. I have 6 kids who you may randomly hear throughout the course of the broadcast here, so I apologize about that, but that's me. Pretty much work on comics, work on cards, illustrations, and all sorts of randomness.
Nice. And you said you're a professor?
I am. I teach illustration.
Very nice. Well, we're about to get schooled, boys.
I always refer to him as Busted Up Jay because his profile pictures went 10 rounds with the champ.
Yeah, well, that is supposed to be the, Peter B. Parker Into the Spider-Verse.
Ah.
So got it.
That's
all
that is.
Okay, next, Jalen Warner. Not a stranger to the streams.
Yeah, I'm so I'm new to your streams, Dre. Yeah, I do sketch cards. I self-publish my own books. The Adventures of Mighty Moose. Just doing the art thing, do the sketch cards for Upper Deck. That's about it. I'm pretty much a stay-at-home dad.
Cool. And Jason Montoya.
Almost the same exact sob story as everybody else. Self-publish a couple of titles. Do the sketch card thing, and then I have a 9-to-5 job. And then on the side, I teach classes as well, art classes, but nothing on a university level, more like community center type level before, pre-COVID.
Cool. Actually, I didn't know that you taught as well. Very nice. Okay, so the rules of the game that I figured out earlier today. Have a deck of cards. On every single one of these cards, there's a Marvel character listed. There are 2 jokers in the deck. The way it works, I'm going to randomly pick a card and shuffle them repeatedly. Whichever card you get, that's the character that you have to draw. We all have 45 minutes. I'll put a timer on. Get as much as you can done. If you get a joker, you can steal. You'll wait till everyone gets a character assigned, and then you can choose to steal or draw a new card. If you steal someone's character, then they get to draw a new card. Once we assign the characters, we'll get like 5 minutes to look up reference, stretch, plan it out, and then I'll put on the timer. Once the time's up, put away pencil, markers, paintbrushes, crayons, whatever you're using. And maybe we'll see who's in the comments if they want to crown a winner. If not, we're all winners in our own special way. And
We are all winners in our own minds.
Yeah.
JD just said that so everybody gets an intro except for this hack Dre.
Oh yeah. Hi, Andre. Freelance illustrator, worked on some upper deck sets. I have a 9 to 5, and I do this for fun. And I don't teach, and I don't have kids, and I'm not in the States like the rest of these guys. There. I don't know what that means.
Up in the Great White North, eh?
Yeah. Wandering a boot. Okay, so any questions about the challenge?
What are we doing?
Can you start over again? Wait, no. Yeah, no. Good to go.
Okay, who wants to go first?
Just go in order.
Okay,
Yeah, man.
so,
In order of the screen.
all right. So first character is Captain America for Jay. I'll go last because I'm drawing for myself.
Dealer always gets the last.
Yeah. Jay, you got Captain America. Warner, you
Done.
got Magic.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh.
Jason, you
that's a good
get
character.
Yeah.
Rogue.
Road, okay.
Rogue. And I get Thanos.
Oof. All right.
So let me put this somewhere so I can. Guys need to look up reference, whatnot.
I think I'm gonna wing it.
You're gonna wing it, okay?
Well, I mean, I guess. I mean, I've done her before, so let's see here. Let's see here.
So let me know when you guys are set, and I'll put up the timer. Hopefully, you can see it in. Oh, no reference, but you're gonna look it up in the encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. I got it.
Nice.
All right. Just gotta focus on those Russian bangs.
Yeah. So no rules about color, no color. If you guys want to gender bend, go ahead. Looks like Jay's almost done.
No, I'm just sketching. That's all.
You can't start yet.
Sketching. You said I could plan it out.
In your
That's what I'm
mind.
planning out.
In your mind.
Oh.
I drew it with my
Oh.
mind. It's not a blank card. It's just,
Well, okay, so but I've already marked the card and I put the character name on there, so this is just I'll put this one away.
Okay.
Better?
Yes, much better.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No.
Let's see, how am I gonna do it?
Plus maybe I was just doing that to get you guys nervous. That's what it was. Just trying to get you guys nervous for the competition. Look at how quick that guy goes. Maybe I'm really slow. I'm really bad at this. This is the mind game that we play.
How fast you draw. I'm pretty sure Jason is really quick. If I remember correctly, he's going to be like fully colored and like already making prints of it by the time we're done.
And I was going to ask about that too. Like, if we finish early, do you want us to start on a second one, kind of deal, or?
Oh, it's up to you.
You do you.
Okay. Cool.
You're gonna finish early. Oh, I should probably make sure this is on. I'm gonna do movie Thanos. Do I have purple paint? Okay. Is there any particular character that one of you guys was hoping you're not going to get?
Somebody that I didn't know.
And you think who's the... I remember writing these. Most of them are common characters. I didn't want to do anything goofy. Let's see. Squirrel Girl's in there. So if we ever do this again, everyone that's watching.
No, you got to save that for Munshaw.
Well, it's going to be random. Apocalypse, Iron Fist, Spider-Man, Omega.
So I have a Squirrel Girl in an illustration I'm working on right now.
You either love her or you hate her, right?
I may have told the story before, but I saw somebody walking by at San Diego Comic-Con, and they were dressed as Squirrel Girl, and it was like just this gal with this pixie haircut walking by with like a weird leather jacket, and she had a tail and ears and like a stuffed squirrel on her shoulder. And I go, what the hell is that? Because I never heard of the character, right? So Sean turns to me, he's like, dude, that's Squirrel Girl. And I'm like, is that seriously a thing? I had no idea.
Oh, well, hang on a second. Jason's cheating.
What are you
Jason,
talking
did you
about?
start already?
Oh, am I not supposed to start yet?
No.
Oh, I thought you already started the timer.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll wait. However many seconds penalty, I'll wait. I started laying out, and then I just started going. So
Great. Ray, your screen's all jacked.
Oh, jeez. Hang on.
Oh, what are we looking at? Yeah, like flipped on you.
It's
Is it back?
We're looking through blinds.
Well, what makes you feel any better? I kind of don't like the hair that I started laying out, so I might have to erase a whole bunch.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit start, and I'm gonna kick off and kick back in. So
play something
Jay,
else.
Warner, you guys can start. Jason, I guess you can continue.
Sorry, yeah, I thought for sure. I thought you were like, oh, I'm starting the timer. I thought I heard that.
All right, starting the timer now.
Okay. Gordon asks, who's the characters? Captain America, Magic, and what was yours, Jake?
I got Rogue.
Rogue, that's right. And then and Dre's doing Thanos. Because everybody can draw Thanos in 45 minutes. So, did anybody catch the podcast from the guys today?
I did not. I just know that I did the intro today. My intro was finally up.
Yeah, so. Yeah. It took a while for everybody to figure out how to say your name. Thank goodness you said it before this. On the introduction before this thing, so I didn't feel like a complete doofus. But yeah, it was nice. It was.
It's okay. It makes it really easy for me to.
Okay, I'm back. And the timer keeps on shutting off. The timer is gonna be when it's up. When time's up. Jonathan Dunn
Brilliant.
said you can do a Thanos in second, just gotta glue a raisin at some cardstock and put some blue and gold paint around it. And he also wanted to join in
It's
on
the way
one
to
of
do
these.
it.
Yeah, raisins.
He wanted to join in.
Yeah, he says he wants to come in one day. He can come in now if he wants.
Yeah. Do like a
By all means.
play-by-play.
Yeah, you want to do the play-by-play? I'll send you the link. So, in lieu of keeping this a quiet drawing session,
You're
Werner,
gonna cue the Benny Hill music.
yeah. What's new? What did you build today?
Who wants to go?
Well, no, I asked you because I'm
Oh.
sure you have a great story to tell, and then that way you can be distracted.
Oh, okay. Oh, jeez. Well, let's see. I had
Why are we distracting? Why are we distracting Warner?
because just to pick on me.
You can.
Oh, good. Good. I like it. I'm down.
Yeah. No, it's totally cool. I'm accustomed to it. Let's see. Today I did. I had to run up to the UPS store and ship some stuff out. Been doing that pretty much all week, and then and then got back, started working on a project. And then and while listening to the podcast featuring Amanda Z, they're talking about like grading cards. It was actually pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, the graded gamer, right?
Yeah.
And it's still not available on Google. Who else was on it?
Amanda.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And,
all right.
and Jay did the intro.
Oh, nice.
Is it my internet that isn't doing?
What's that?
Curious if my internet is the one that's slow and having everybody cut out, or if it's
No, I'm
somebody else.
I'm getting the same thing.
Oh yeah, me too.
It's a little choppy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Combined effort.
All right.
It's all because it's all being run through Canada.
To Canada, yes.
So.
All right, so I just want to point out that Jason's already like.
Oh, those silly Canadians.
What was that song from South Park?
The Fuckanda?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think it was yeah, through Canada or whatever.
I thought it was Blame.
Oh, okay. Maybe we got a different version of
Blame Canada. Blame Canada.
I gotta go back to reference now. Darn it.
Like the happiest. I wanted to throw a Sentinel back there, but the one I'm sketching out here, I'm like, he looks so happy. It's not even funny. I don't know if I want to do that now.
Yeah, blame Canada. All right. Who else we got in the comments? Got Gordon. Thanks for joining in. JD. As expected. Problem is the Beavers company chewing through the internet cables. Yeah, man. Gotta get that fiber going.
You said beavers.
I sure did. Don't make fun of my beaver.
Nice beaver. Thanks. I just had it stuffed.
Is that
I thought we were
Naked Gun?
trying to stay PG on here, guys.
Yeah,
Trying to stay PG.
I go off the rails. It's
Yeah.
That's okay.
Naked Gun was PG.
Naked. Well, I guess about as PG as you can get.
Do, 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 do,
Yeah,
do.
this is intense.
Yeah, super quiet. We need John Dunn on doing the play-by-play. He's always got something to say.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe next time I do it, I'll make sure I get a host.
We need a really good Alex Trebek on here. Is what we need. Somebody to keep it going, keep the conversation moving.
So anybody got anything special that they're doing these days?
That you can talk about?
Yeah, well, even that you can't talk about, you don't have to give specifics, but
Well, I'm working on a set that's going to be ready to ship back soon. Kind of looking forward to finishing with these stats so I can do some personal stuff and get back to my commissions.
you get commissions?
Every now and then.
I need to get on that. That train.
Yeah, you should.
I'm currently finishing up. I'm on page 14 of 22 of a Kickstarter comic.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
working on getting that thing finished up here in the next couple weeks, I hope.
Is it up on Kickstarter yet, or are you putting it together too?
It funded way too long ago for me to even feel like I'm on track or on pace to put this together. But it's the second issue of a 4-issue series. So
nice.
As soon as this one is done, I've got a couple projects otherwise, and then we'll work on issue number 3 and have it all completed before we kickstart this. This is ridiculous. So we're essentially playing damage control right now with our backers because I suck at getting things done in a timely manner.
Yeah, I think that the key to running any kind of a crowdfunding thing is that you got to have the thing. You have to have the project almost in the can before you even start your starter or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we had the first one successfully funded, and it took us.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's right. We got the first one done, and it took us a little while to get that one out too. But it was done to a point where we were happy with it, and we've got a couple small press companies interested in publishing this when the thing is completed. The 4 issues are completed.
All right.
So we're in the right place to get that done, but we're just trying to get this, taken care of in a timely manner this time around, and it just hasn't worked. So I was in the midst of a move across country from Colorado to Georgia during this one, and now we're finally settling in and settling down after about 2 years of getting used to the new job, and so I'm finally getting this thing done.
Nice.
So
yeah, you guys are self-published. It's like I don't know how you guys do it. Okay, we got some commentary from JD. Jason's off to a strong start to his supernatural ability to jump the gun. As you can clearly see, Warner and Jay are constantly busy from their horribly messy desk haircuts. which brings up Dre's work here. Why is it so immaculate? Does this dude even really sketch things? And Jason Montoya has such a considerable lead that he decided to flex on everyone by adding in a full background. Which kind of makes sense. What his comment earlier says, what happens if I finish before the time's up? You get to do the next person's card too. That's what I think.
Yeah, what he'll do is he'll just end up stealing somebody else's, and somebody has to start over.
What's our timer at? Just out of curiosity.
33 minutes left.
Oh. Thought I was going to
Trying
be
to make
rushing.
sure I'm
Come on
staying
now.
in the frame there. You guys able to see my stuff okay? I feel like the lighting's bad.
Yeah, there's a bit of a shadow right by your head.
The real
Not
question
too
is,
bad.
do we want to see your stuff? Because you're so far ahead that you're going to make us look bad. That's the question.
He's shading them. That's just.
Oh, he's shading.
I'm just toning.
Oh, toning, sorry.
Shading, toning. It's all the same when it's upside down. It's all good.
Now, the real question, though, is he doing something besides the shots that he is so drastically well known for? So I'm not paying attention, Ron.
No, he's looking rogue.
Thanks. For me, I'm just waiting on commissions. Like, I've got a list that I'm working my way through, and then, waiting on card set here coming back, card set going out, the usual. Kind of working on issue 2 of one of our titles, and issue 4 of one of the other
What,
ones.
baby?
But
Yes, get off right now.
Okay. Valor, it's time to be done. Valor. Trying to get my 3-year-old off of his tablet without wasting here. I have to step away from him for a minute and make my 3-year-old cry.
That's okay.
That's what I love to do. Yeah, makes me feel so happy.
Kids, so,
Yeah. Say that again?
so that's why you have kids, so you can pick on.
Right. Since I was picked on enough in the youth, this is my turn. It's my time now.
Exactly. Well, when I was your age, we didn't have iPads.
We have a piece of paper and stapler.
When I was your age, Sesame Street was on PBS.
That is actually so sad. That is something we have to say now.
Sweet baby. Here isn't a good place to have that fit.
When I was your, there was a Mr. Hooper.
I don't. That's above my pay grade. I don't know what that reference is.
Mr. Hooper's store. There was an actual Mr. Hooper, but he has since passed on, and the store was taken over by. I don't even remember what the guy's name.
Oh, is this a chain, like a grocery chain?
Yeah, no. This
it was like a neighborhood, like a bodega kind of thing, like a little convenience store. Yeah.
I'll let you do it later.
Yeah, I think Jason needs to tell us what Copic color code he's using to slow him down.
Go play.
They're almost done.
Like a zoom option on the StreamYard.
Yeah, they don't have that yet. They definitely do need to get that sorted.
I'm losing colors. All right.
So you guys see all the DC fandom stuff that they released?
No, I missed all of it because I was in the middle of I was putting a fan in my daughter's room that weekend.
Yeah,
The
well,
whole
it
weekend?
is
Dude, I had to like cut holes
A
in
really big fan.
the and run
Got it.
wiring and
Ah, yeah. So yeah, that is a whole weekend project. Dang.
yeah, I had
Yeah, for
because
real.
our house the way our house is set up, you've got like the light switch for every room, but it goes to an outlet. There's
Oh,
no
I
like
hate that.
so I had to go in and like rip a hole in the wall, rip a hole in the ceiling, run conduit, all that stuff. Then basically put the fan brace in the box and run all the
Oh,
electrical and then do that and then turn around and have to replaster everything.
I do not envy you, sir. I've had to do that in houses before. It's not fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it only took one weekend, which was much easier than the one that I did in my living room. So yeah, for the last few weeks, I've been doing that kind of stuff. I had to put like a big beam because like our living room has a vaulted ceiling,
Mm,
and the way that they did the vaulted ceiling, it doesn't go directly. There's actually space between the ceiling and the roof, but there's no beam that goes right down the center of the vault of
oh,
that vertex. So I had to actually tie into the studs that were because in ceilings, apparently walls at 16 inches in between studs, but the ceilings it was like
yes.
24.
Oh, man.
So I had to get like a big 2x4 lag, put lag screws through it into the studs, cover that up with the faux beam, run the conduit, go through the attic, down the light to the light switch. It was a train wreck.
That's too bright.
Well, did
Making
you get it
adjustments
done,
here,
though?
sir.
As long as you got it done, that's the important thing.
Got it done. And it looks fantastic. Just don't look underneath the faux beam.
Well, why would you?
Well, I'm not.
check the craftsmanship. That's why you work.
Exactly. Yeah, but why would you need to do that? That would just screw up the
allure.
fantasy. Yes, exactly.
Never look under the hood.
That reminds me of that. You ever see that meme where it's like some guy looking like Vanilla Ice, and he's like sitting there with some hot girl, hanging out on his Mustang, and it's like, and then there's another picture of him standing there alone. And it's like when she finds out, it's just a 4-cylinder. Never look under the hood.
Let's see. Where's everyone at? Okay, so Warner's painting.
Yeah,
I
I
think
figure
Jason wants to
watercolors.
take a nap.
Want to get some light. Let's see if that helps a little bit.
Oh, Jay, you're
Maybe.
inking now, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And Warner Gordon is reminding you that there's this thing called YouTube.
Oh, the Tube of You. I have heard of this.
Yes, the Tube of You is there for you to go and watch videos after they've broadcast.
Is that to watch videos how to install ceiling fans after I've already done them?
Well, that as well as Wonder Woman trailer, Suicide Squad sneak, the Batman.
Oh yeah. No, I did actually go check them out like on the IMDb.
Oh, okay. So this whole story has nothing to do with the question. So the answer is yes, you did see them.
No, I mean I didn't actually like do the DC fandom live thing or check into that. I mean I don't really get into like panels and things like that. For a number of reasons, mainly because the last thing you want to do is actually hear somebody pitching something and turn around and it's like, oh, I had that idea. Or or you do it and somebody turns around and says, "Oh, you totally stole that from that." It was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So, yeah, I try not to pay too much attention to what a lot of people are doing from a creative standpoint. Just because you don't want to be unintentionally influenced.
Right. So, what'd you think of the trailers, though?
I'm first of all, it looks like the Snyder Cut is a completely different movie, and I heard people say that, but after seeing the trailer, it's like, oh yeah, that's. And then I got irritated because it's like 3 years away or something.
That's next year, isn't it?
I was
Whatever.
gonna say 21, but yeah, feels like 3 years. Every month feels like 2 years right now, so he's not wrong.
Yeah, and then you got like but when did the movie come? A few years ago.
Oh yeah,
2 years ago?
that's now you're talking 2-3 years, yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm excited about that because, to be honest, I know it's a lot of hate, but I actually liked Justice League. As a matter of fact, I watched it last night.
I still have not seen Justice League.
Oh, it's so good.
I have yet to be convinced because Man of Steel was so bad.
Oh, dude, did you ever see Batman versus Superman then?
No, I couldn't finish Man of Steel. It was that bad.
Well, I mean, Man of Steel is definitely probably the weakest of all the, recent DC films.
Aquaman.
Well,
sorry.
Oh man, Aquaman was not good either. I agree with that. And I had such high hopes for Aquaman.
I think that a lot of these like comic book movies, so to speak, the problem that you usually have is that it almost seems like they phone in the villains.
The problem I had with Aquaman is I think villains were the problem, but they put too many in. They decided that they wanted every single major villain in the Aquaman world in there in this first movie so they could establish everything with him and for him, and then they could expand upon it. And that was the biggest issue I had with that movie is it was too broad. They needed to severely simplify that.
Well, then you're definitely going to hate Superman versus Batman.
No,
probably.
There were a lot of storylines that they were trying to do. Death of Superman, Dark Knight Returns, and all kinds of different stuff. Batman versus Al Qaeda. I mean, it was like a weird mess.
Yeah, they need to. That's the biggest issue I've had with most of the new DC stuff is it's too big, it's too broad. They aren't focusing on a single aspect to tell the story. And my biggest problem with Man of Steel was the jumping around for the storyline. They would go to his childhood, then they would go to modern day, and then they would go to coming to Metropolis, and then they would go back to his childhood, and then they would go to his weird wandering around the world, and then they would go to, and it just got too convoluted. And I didn't think the linear storytelling progression was working in Man of Steel.
I think the biggest issue that DC had was that Marvel basically had 10 years on them in terms of establishing their cinematic universe, and they were trying to play catch up, and they were just so far behind.
20-minute warning, guys.
20 minutes?
All right.
20 minutes, yeah.
Oh.
And that's what I was going to say is I felt the exact opposite about Aquaman. I kind of liked that it had two villains in it because I'm like, okay, they're setting Black Manta up for the next one. Because otherwise there's no premise for him to be there.
Yeah,
but
But Black Manta was in this one, and it was not just setting him up for it. It was Black Manta is going to go get him, and when that didn't work, then we're coming.
Yeah, but that was like Black Manta 1.0, and they had that whole idea where they were going to make a Legion of Doom because they had that end scene where it was like Luthor and Deathstroke talking.
Yeah.
And so I think they were trying to plant all these little seeds so that eventually when they reveal the Legion of Doom, it's like, dun dun. You already knew they were coming. Here they are.
Well-
It's kind of like, Thanos turns around from the throne and winks at you or whatever. And they were trying to do the same thing because they were playing catch up instead of being who they are and doing their own thing.
Yep.
And I think that would have helped, but I don't know. Like I said, that's what I kind of dug that portion of it just because both of those villains, those are his major villains. But then you've got like King Shark is going to be in Suicide Squad, and you could tie a lot of stuff together without it having to be like they can always pull the plug, and it seems like that's what they were gonna do, is not have them tied together because some of them were so bad that they didn't fit, and then now they're trying to tie them all back together. Like, oh, we can fix this. This can be fixed.
Yeah, but then you have you've got the Batman coming out, right? With
Mhm.
Robert Pattinson, which I don't know, like it looks a little goofy to me, but then you have the Flash movie where Ben Affleck's confirmed to reprise the role of Batman. So it's like they're creating spin-off worlds.
Well, Michael Keaton's also been confirmed.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Flash is going to be Flashpoint Paradox, and he's going to go back and forth through time. That could be what they're doing there. But then Suicide Squad looks like it takes place in the 1970s, right?
Yeah. I actually, is there a trailer for that?
Yeah, it's like some behind the scenes stuff, and they're introducing all the characters, and
Yeah, I didn't
there's
see
some.
that. I just
Yeah, it's
saw,
more of a character introduction than anything else.
Yeah, because it's all like production footage, not nothing
Yeah.
finished. But I don't know, it just looks weird, like some of the suits, but then Harley Quinn looks the same.
Yeah.
I saw that what the Birds of Prey movie.
Yeah,
Oh, what a
yeah,
disappointment. I mean, it that was one of those typical movies where it's like, okay, Harley Quinn was huge in Suicide Squad. Let's hurry up and get something out with her in it. And
yeah,
it's like,
and then they
dropped the
decided
ball
to change the title of the movie.
Yeah, but
So
I
it
mean,
was
all those other characters that are great characters, and they just totally got, they were almost afterthoughts. And it's like, dude, there's so much you can do with Huntress.
oh yeah, but they were just riding the hype
Yep,
Right.
exactly.
because she was so much fun in. Oh, that was Suicide Squad. Da-da. Yeah. Really with the top back.
Yeah, trying to flatten it out. Let's see here.
15 minutes.
15.
14 minutes. So I'm not even going to bother trying to put color on mine because that's not going to happen.
That's all right.
I'm still blocking in shapes.
Hey, you set the rules, dude.
Yeah, I know. Jason's coloring in the background. He's gonna. Yeah, I called it. He's gonna be making prints by the time we're done. So these guys also that you're working on various things. Everyone open for commissions? Have APs available? Anything like that?
I
All
do
the
have a
above.
couple APs available.
I think everybody's open for commissions. APs is a question mark. Just based on what's dropped, what hasn't, and personal preference.
All right. The thing we didn't do at the beginning is where can people find everyone? So Jay, you want to pimp out your social media, website, whatever?
Absolutely. So my social media account is the first letter of my first name, which is just J, and then my last name, which is long. And I say it's PETERANETZ. I spend most of my time picking my stuff out on Instagram, so that's probably the best place to find me. But I'm, around on Facebook and up in the Marvel card collectors worldwide, and I'm up there in the Marvel Masterpieces collectors group and DC sketch card fanatics and other sketch card fanatic groups and all sorts of random stuff up there. Oh, damn.
Cool.
So that's my stuff, where I can be found.
Jason?
I'm also on Instagram, first name _ last name _ artist. Twitter, same handle. Facebook, I've got a page on there. I've got pages for my little small publishing comic book company. You got pages for each one of our characters. I'm also pretty active in the groups. Not quite as active as I'd like to be, but I'm in there. Yeah, just inbox me. My email, all that good stuff is out there as well. If you search J Montoya Art, you should be able to find me pretty quick. I've also got a blog that is jmontoyaarts@blogspot.com, where I post all the cards that I'm working on, and all of the cards are for sale. I've had some people think I just kind of keep them all, and not the case, including the Webhead Wednesdays, the Hulk Smash Saturdays, all that fun stuff we've been working on. Those are all for sale.
Cool. Warner?
Let's see. What am I? On the Instagram, it's JL Warner 72. The Twitter or uppercase L _ Warner, and then what was it on the Facebook? It's Art of Lynn Warner, and my book page is The Adventures of Mighty Moose. Let's see. Yeah, I guess that's about it.
Cool. And DRE Studios on everything except Twitter. But if you're watching this, then you know my channel. So. We got Christian Howell watching in, commenting. Jason does great work. Can't wait for his commission he's doing for me. He does the great work, and he works really fast.
Looking forward to working on that. In fact, I've been sketching some stuff out since last time we talked. So
that's the
Fallen Rogue's done, guys. calling her done. I think I might just hit one or two more little shadows, but otherwise she's done.
You got 8 minutes and 50 seconds.
Oh boy. Speaking of commissions and stuff, I'm curious as far as how you guys operate when you're doing commissions. I know a lot of people do like they do like prelims and stuff like that, and then they run them by a client and this, that, and the other. Is that how you guys do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually kind of sketch it out, get a rough idea. I like to touch base with them too to see, like, especially with the Marvel stuff. Everybody has a favorite version of their character. So, like, you know, like I really like 80s version, or I like 90s, 70s, 60s, whichever version it is. Kind of get a feel for where their head is, and then I'll lay everything out, shoot it to them, and then I rough it out, and then I just get busy on it.
Yeah, that's not at all the way I do it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do too. I'll do a quick blue line sketch and then throw it to them and see what they think. So that's how I run.
Yeah, I do tight sketches, larger, and then if they're okay with the pencil, then I transfer and paint. That way it takes the guesswork out of it for everyone.
I'm going to work on my Happy Sentinel back here that I didn't end up putting in front of Xavier's mansion finally.
Were you able to put in the house number?
No, didn't quite get that. Well, I can if you want. I mean, I think I have room.
Yep, time.
Put a little happy tree in the background. Beast.
Yeah, got a couple trees back there. You're right though. They could probably use a little bit more color on them. There we go.
See, I mean, Warner, considering that you've done conventions and you've done like live sketches at conventions for people, I figured you'd be faster. But I guess you are pretty fast. You're almost done.
No, I'm slow. I mean,
No, you mean you work slow.
yeah. Didn't I say that?
And Jay, when you get a chance, can you bring your card up closer to the camera so you can see the detail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost done. I'm just going to throw in a little bit of value in here, and then I'm trying to decide if I want to
So
put
that's 6 minutes.
a light blue up there in the background or not. But
I gotta try and get a brighter light for next time we do this too, because it's kind of looks like I'm working in a cave or something. I mean, you don't know that I'm not working in a cave, but
Well, I was going to
I'm
say
working in a cave.
I don't know.
this is actually a really good test for me because next quarter we're teaching online, and I'm doing a lot more traditional work rather than digital. I typically teach the digital illustration classes, so my work is usually all Cintiq and Photoshop or After Effects when I'm teaching. So this will be nice to see what traditional looks like, because that's my next quarter.
Nice.
So
A lot of that's got to be necessity, right? Because the students themselves aren't going to have necessarily the tools for the digital stuff.
well, part of it, yeah, but the other part of it is just the courses themselves. I teach a digital illustration, and it's actually called digital illustration, where we're focusing more on Photoshop and Illustrator and all of the tools and tricks that you can utilize there.
Right.
But next quarter, I'm teaching an anatomy and perspective class, so I'm going to be doing a lot of traditional examples, because students need to be able to show that they understand the perspective in there rather than just use like Clip Studio to do it for them.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's a foundation thing, right?
yeah. Here, let's get this up in here for you guys. Nice little pass along the camera there.
Very dynamic. I mean, that's I've seen in your cards as well.
Mm-hmm.
You have very dynamic, very organic lines and shapes. like it.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I like to really push and play with this stuff because it really pushes me to be better. So I like working on the cards for that reason more than anything else.
Yeah, the cards are definitely a good opportunity to try different things.
Yeah.
Are we on time? 3 minutes.
Yeah, this isn't getting done.
Get a little bit of a tone on here to push some of this stuff forward, and then I'm calling it finished.
I know why it takes me 3 hours to do a sketch card.
Who? You?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you paint them.
Yeah, but I spent 45 minutes doing this. I'm not done getting the pencils tight. And then I'll spend another 2 hours redoing it all with paint. Which I'm not going to do in this case.
Maybe try doing looser pencils and then tightening it up with the paint itself.
Yeah. You take a page from your book and
Harder, smarter.
harder, not smarter. Jason Dunn says Jason's rogue is just adorable. Commissions are like crack, he swears. Yeah, and Gordon Wills saying that, yeah, Jason is flexing
There we
on
go.
everyone right now because he put up his card and went to make a sandwich. Flexing hard there, Jason.
Done. Let's see if I can get it. There we go.
Jeez, man.
Cause say we're getting schooled today.
Yeah. Well, that was a gift.
Yeah, not done. Hang on. Want to be done. Just a little bit more in here.
42
Get that
seconds.
red coming off of the red and blue coming off the shield. Then we'll be done.
Ah. Just messed up his eyes.
There we go. Now I'm done. Calling it.
13
Signing.
seconds to go.
Oh no.
7, 6.
There we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Put the brush away.
Let's do this.
That's it. Warner, put it away.
It is. I'm rinsing.
Here we go.
Nice.
It.
Man. Warner, you want to bring yours up to the camera? You there?
Yeah. That's a rejection.
Denied. Big red X.
So
Looks good though. I like it.
yeah, I mean, need to spend a little more time on some highlights and finish inking it, but it's all right. Not bad for 45 minutes.
Well, very good. And Jason Montoya is fully colored with the cute rogue. Very nice.
So now what?
I don't know. This is about as far as I planned it. I said, soon as it's down. Figured that will give a fair amount of time with a goal.
With a what?
With a goal, like an actual something to accomplish
Oh.
throughout the stream, as opposed to just going live for an hour or whatever and working on random stuff. There's nothing wrong with that, but let's see comments. Jonathan Dunn says everybody wants to be done. I think that's a pun. Word. Like I said at the beginning, we're all winners. But I'm going to disqualify myself because I'm nowhere near done. Warner, you're sort of done. And Jason are full on done. How often I say done?
That's right.
Done like dinner.
Jason is muted. I don't know if he may have walked away though.
Yeah, that's about as far as I've planned.
There we go. Yeah.
You back? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
So I don't know if who's watching. Whoever's in the comments, vote for your favorite. The winner will get nothing. And he can share that with you.
But the good news is
Yes.
the loser actually gets nothing too. So it's a
Yeah. Hey.
What is this? Socialism?
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm all right. Participation trophies. I'm down.
Yeah, there you go. We're all getting E's for
we
effort.
all get a participation trophy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like the green ribbons better anyway.
Yeah, those
Jay,
are good.
Is your card up for sale if anyone's interested?
Absolutely. I sell these for $25, and that includes shipping. They come in this awesome little yellow card sleeve, ready to go. Just contact me on Facebook Messenger or Instagram.
There you go. Jason, yours up for grabs if anyone wants it?
Yep, most definitely. 15 shipped in the U.S. That's what I usually do my regular cards for. The artist proofs are a wee bit more expensive there, but yeah, my regular cards are usually 15 shipped.
Warner, yours up?
No, I think I'm going to throw this away and do it again. I go lie to you. I mean, it's like it's not a bad card, but I'd rather. Yeah, I'm not taking anybody's money for this.
Okay. Yeah, and if I ever finish this card, I'll put it up.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to, I was just playing the game. If I was trying to sell this, I wouldn't have gotten this far. So.
All right. It's available.
I mean,
From the
I'll
comments.
give it away. I don't care, but.
Well, maybe you can give it away on your next on your stream.
Yeah.
We'll do a double whammy.
That actually works. I missed it this week.
There you go. So I don't know, Jason J. Usually on Wednesday afternoons, Warner does a live stream right into the MCCW group, where he'll work on a card, and he'll give his card away to someone at the end. So just like a quick sketch. So
that's cool.
So in the comments, Christian Howell, his choice is Jason. Gordon votes for everyone. And Jonathan Dunn says that he's going to give this one to Jay for going with the more dynamic false shading. Definitely seems like he went a bit more
his card away to some.
Sorry?
Hello.
You cut out there.
Oh. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. What do you guys want to do now? You guys want to wrap it up? You guys want to work on something else?
I think it's time to wrap. I got to make my way out.
Okay.
But I appreciate it. I had tons of fun. Thank you guys for letting me play.
Yeah, no problem. If you want to do this again, just let me know. Try to stream once a week with some people. Do the challenge. I do like this challenge. I think I'm gonna mix it up, and we'll do it a couple of times like this, and then mix it up and maybe do an amalgam where I'll do one deck DC, one deck Marvel, and everybody gets 2 cards, and they have to merge the characters.
Ooh,
Oh, that would be cool.
that sounds pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so you could get
That would be very fun.
you could get Dupe and Doomsday.
Ooh.
Doomsday? Heck yeah, I'm down with Doomsday. Let's go.
Doomsday, yeah, there you go. Superman Gambit, stuff like that. But
Raging
Jason,
Cajun.
Warner. Yeah, there you go.
Look, I'm good. I don't have to go anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hang
Well,
out and all that fun stuff. I'm
well,
good for right now.
Gents, for my part, then, I am out. Thank you very much.
All right, brother.
Awesome. Thanks so much. We'll catch you next time.
All right.
All right. Let's adjust the stream. And then there were 3.
Dun, dun, dun.
Jay had to go wrangle the kids.
Yeah. So I don't know what time's the here 5:30. So I got like a good half hour. Guess I'll keep on working on this guy. Let's see comments. Every silence I've been waiting for that confused pillows. JD seems to be game for the amalgam version. Yeah, Doomsday would be cool.
Yeah, I dig that idea a lot, especially if you do something like Squirrel Girl, Big Barda, or something.
Yeah, I mean, let's see who I have in the deck right in here. So I have Rogue, which we've done.
Squirrel Girl and what's the grandma from New Gods?
Granny Goodness,
Granny Goodness.
Squirrel Goodness, or something. I don't know. Girl Goodness. I don't know. That's a tough one. I got some Transformers I could work on while we're hanging out that I kind of sketched out earlier. Doing these on the back of the trading cards. They come in the set and the pack, and they have this like perfectly good card that they do nothing with. They're just blank. I had a stack of them here somewhere. I think I got one over here that doesn't have any doodles on. I kind of used. Oh no, I started drawing on it. Let's see what we got. But either way, I started drawing on them because I got some buddies and they were playing the card game. So they just gave me a stack of these. And I was like, hey, if anybody wants like combiners or some of the bigger robots, I can throw those on that bigger card stock. That'll be fun. I'm trying to figure out what colors I'm going to use where on this guy.
What size is that? Is that like a 4x3 or 3x4?
I've got a ruler right here. I want to say it's like a 3.5 by 5, but
Oh, so it's like an oversized.
yeah, just like an oversized. Yeah, 3.5 by 5. Yep, 3.5 by 5 exactly.
Cool. Yeah, you've been doing some Transformers stuff pretty steadily. We've seen on your
It's one of my more popular genres that I draw are robots. I started doing GoBots on Thursdays too, just because I feel like it's like neglected. Because you know, I was always like the second hand or the redhead stepchild, so to speak, of the transforming robots. I might even start doing like select converters and there's all kind. I liked all of the robots when I was a kid, still do. So I might start doing more of that. But yeah, I've been trying to mix them in more and more. And I got some folks, they commissioned me pretty steady because they put them, and it's a really cool idea. They'll get graded figures, and then they get a sketch card, and they'll say, you know, I really like you know, the cartoon version more on this guy, or I like the whichever version it is. Let's say Robots in Disguise or something. They'll say, I really like that version. Can you do a card to go along with it? And then they'll put them, they'll kind of stand them right by the figure, so it looks kind of cool, like a display piece.
Right.
And
That's
so they've
really
been
cool.
keeping me kind of busy. They keep requesting, you know, and I like the Pepsi Prime. I ended up doing it twice because two different people liked it, which was cool because it was a fun idea. I just was like, oh, how can I make him different? I'll flip him. I'll flip him and make him drink in the other way and put the logo different. Because I was trying to, I mean, everybody was like, oh, you got to do Pepsi Prime. Everybody keeps getting those graded. And I'm like, how am I going to do that? Trying to think. And I was like, I didn't know if it
There's
was going to be that well received, but I got some pretty good feedback on it. So that made me happy.
massive Transformer fandom, right? Like,
Oh, yeah, it's huge. If COVID hadn't happened probably about 2 weeks ago, I would have been at a Transformers convention in Kansas City. So, and I did it last year, and it was a ton of fun. And
Which
I
one?
mean,
Which
there's
one?
just
Was
it's TF Expo,
that? Okay.
and then
so
we were gonna do TF Con too in Chicago in October, but you know that's not happening either now.
Which is the one that Pete runs?
I want to say that is TF Con.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he was my editor at Fun Publications.
Oh, sweet.
So I did a lot of Transformers and GI Joe work for the Collectors Club.
Oh, that's cool. So I probably saw your work in there and didn't even realize it then.
Yeah, I was inking Transformers over Dan Kana, another Canadian. And then I was inking over several guys on GI Joe. I actually penciled one because the artist had broke his wrist. So it was like I had to pencil and ink an entire comic in 30 days.
Ooh, been there and done that. And that was just for myself, indie. It wasn't for like a major or for an
Yeah,
actual publisher. So that's awesome that you got that done.
well, yeah, but it was a complete train wreck. I mean, it wasn't particularly good. And then, you know, they were like, "Hey, you said you can pencil, right?" Yeah. All right, cool. Why don't you take over for this because it was Jamie Tyndall was penciling it, and he had broken his wrist. It was like, well, why don't you go ahead and do this? And of course, I did it via, I and lesson to be learned. You don't have to pencil in sequence. I mean, I like to personally, just so I can get the flow going throughout, linearly through a book. But I kind of screwed myself over on that because the very last page, which was the money shot, so to speak, nice splash page, really cool. Oh, miraculously, Jamie's wrist was fine, so he could do the last page. He got to do the money shot, and I had done all of the sequential stuff throughout the book, which sucked.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
But I did get to fix some things because his perspective was a little wonky in it, and I added a couple characters in it. So, but yeah, that was yeah. So I did. What was it? The timelines, the Transformers timelines thing. There was one. Oh, what probably one of my favorite ones to ink was. It was one that had Cup and the Dinobots in it. That was one of the BotCon books.
Yeah, they did a few of them because they had that one where it was like knights versus pirates, and they had what was the other one? That's where Shattered Glass came in. Had a whole bunch of different fun stories in there.
Yeah, I think it was. I think I did do a Shattered Glass. But,
well, consider me jealous now.
Oh,
for sure.
You know what's funny is that I had there was one, and it always cracked me up with those guys because they would always like. I was never like the starter for any of those books. They always called me in off the bench, you know.
That's kind of how I feel with some of the card sets sometimes. They're like, hey, want to do some? Like, isn't that already out?
But it was like, what was it? There's like one guy that they had inking, and it's usually like, a buddy of the penciler or something that ends up getting the gig. It's like, oh, we should have this guy pencil or ink it. He's great. And it's like just a buddy of the penciler.
But isn't that because, if you've inked someone's work before, you're familiar with their lines, so you just get like.
Yeah, but they were awful.
Oh, okay.
That was the thing, is that the inks were just terrible. And they would call me in and say, yeah, dude, these are terrible. We're just gonna, basically, can this guy, and then can you come in and clean it up and fix it or finish it or whatever. And there was one guy, and here's the key to doing Transformers, in my opinion. From an ink standpoint, you cannot use mechanical pens. You have to ink them with a brush. Just because because they're so, you want to bring in some kind of organic feel to them to make it a little easier on the eye. And this guy had done the whole thing with with mechanical pens. And they said so when they brought me in to finish it off, they were like, all right, we want you to finish this off, but we want you to stay as close to this guy's inking style as possible to not be too jarring for the reader. And it was a struggle to ink that poorly. And this isn't, being arrogant or anything. It was just, this guy literally inked Transformers with a mechanical pen and a ruler.
Yeah, and then it just kind of looks like, and I like how the newer cartoon on Netflix looks. I don't know if I necessarily dig the story all that much. It's okay, but they look just like the toys, which is what I think we all always said we wanted. Yeah. But that was the fun of the G1 cartoon, because it felt organic, because it was inked that way. Those were all CAD drawings, and then they're like, we'll animate the CAD drawing, and it's like, it looks like a blueprint. It doesn't have that personality in there that, the robot might have, because they're sentient beings, it should look alive and fluid and moving. Yeah, so I hear you. That makes sense.
I think just from an inking standpoint, though, you got to really play with your line weights to create that depth and weight,
Yeah. Get the volume in there. Yeah, that makes sense.
And you can't do that with a mechanical pen unless you're.
Well, you can.
Well,
but you got to go over it and
not with a ruler, though.
No, not with a ruler.
That's why on most of my Transformers, people look at them and like, that's not a straight line. No, I'm freehanding these. Like, that's how you do it, in my opinion. Just because it's like we were talking about. It feels more. Look at like the old Herb Trumpy stuff. He wasn't sitting there with a ruler doing every one of those.
Let's see if I can. I think I might have a.
Let's take a look at the comments, because even if you're coming in, so we'll come back to the question in a second. Christian Howell says, for his commission from Jason, it will go with several of his graded comics. JD's looking for a blank plexi sketch card and someone who can do foil on a licensed card. Good luck.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if I've heard of anybody doing foil on the card.
Gordon is asking, is that similar to the PowerCon thing? So I guess that's in reference to those G-Cons you were talking. Transformer.
Oh yeah,
Con?
yeah, it's a lot like PowerCon. I wanted to do PowerCon too because I do a lot of He-Man stuff too. I have Motu Mondays. When I first got on Instagram, a lot of the people that I first started engaging with were fellow He-Man fans, and so I got a lot of requests for different characters, and I started. It was a rabbit hole because then I started doing all the toy lines from like South America, all the KO stuff, all the Remco stuff. Just drawing all the characters like, oh, I forgot to do the Spectratron guys. I forgot to do the World of Warlord guys or whatever. And I just started doing all of them just because I wanted the experience of doing it. I still have a lot of those cards too. I just haven't really posted them anywhere to sell them. Like I've shown them off, but I haven't really tried aggressively to sell them. But yeah, it's a lot like PowerCon. It's a very similar experience. We went to JoeCon. I got to meet Larry Hama there. I wish I would have set up there, but I didn't even think about it at the time. I just wanted to geek out and go buy some GI Joe stuff. But yeah, it's similar to all of that, all those conventions, and those are the kind of cons I really like. I mean, I love the big ones that are kind of everything, and it's like a pop culture experience. But the ones when you go and there's like other fans of the specific thing that you like, oh man, it's so fun because then they're into it, you know, and you're going back and forth like, oh hey, you know, and I don't know, it's just like a camaraderie thing, I guess.
So are you a collector of the stuff?
Oh
the
yeah,
GI Joe Transformers?
GI Joe's, Transformers, He-Man. Like I got that the other office that I want to work in. Like, I'm working in like on a flat desk right now, but I've got my drafting table in my quote unquote office. That's got like toy shelves for days in there.
Yeah, this is yeah, see, I tried to get into a Joe Con, but they wouldn't. This is one of they asked me to do like a panel or something in a Transformers book. So this is
So those are your inks over his pencils?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that looks really good. Your line weight looks awesome, man.
Thanks.
That's brush, right?
That's all brush. Yeah, I can't. First of all, I can't ink with a pen. So I ink everything with a brush, but especially with the Transformers, I think that going freehand with it is the way to go. I'm looking. I got, what is this? This is one of the GI Joe Collector Club's magazines. I'm looking for the. Does this one have? This one doesn't even have a story. Oh wait, yeah, it does. No, that's not me. Let's see. I did a lot of the. Oh, this is me. This was also Dan Kana. So.
Brian Rust in the house. What's going on, buddy?
So Rusty. Hi, Scarlett.
Hi, Scarlett. Gordon says Larry Hama was at a show he did, but he's too introverted to talk to the big creators at those things.
We actually went up and had our self-published books, gave him a couple copies, and kind of told him, you know, you're one of the inspirations for the for what we did, because one of our first books we did in a digest size, like the old Joe comics on purpose. The author that I work with, Chris, I mean, he's like 2 years older than I am. We're still avid collectors. We're both part of a Transformer group right now here in Colorado. I mean, we're still little kids, basically. I mean, that's how that works out. And when I go to those conventions, I'm super awestruck and starstruck by them. I'm like, stuttering in the whole nine. But I mean, it was like a once in a lifetime deal, because I was like, I don't know how many back east cons I'm going to do. So my wife's from back east, and I've thought about it a couple times, but usually I end up doing stuff more towards this way, you know, Albuquerque, Kansas City, Denver, that kind of thing. And so I was like, man, it was in Loveland. And I was like, I don't know that I'm going to get to see him again somewhere, at least in the next couple of years. So if I don't talk, I'm gonna miss out. So I just kind of talked myself into doing it.
Right on.
Plus, it was quiet, and they had Greg Berger there that does Grimlock's voice. That dude's awesome. He's like super cool. I ended up getting to hang out with them and just kind of shoot the breeze. And I told him, I said, my wife likes your Grimlock voice. He was talking like Grimlock, and I got him to sign the first two Joes I ever got with Spirit and Firefly, which was a funny coincidence. He voiced both of those characters, so I got him to sign a couple figures for me, and it was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, the thing with my formers is I do them the color first, like we were talking about, I think on the last time that I was on. I kept muddling my stuff, dragging it with being left-handed and going too heavy-handed on my ink, and I'm just not necessarily the best inker. And so,
Well, you don't ink anymore, right?
Do what?
You don't really ink. You don't go black, right?
No, yeah, these are all like, even on Abominus's head here, I mean, that's this little gray pen right here. It's like a dark gray. And I think last time we were working on stuff, I was using this lighter one. And I just barely recently picked up this darker, but I mean, it's still technically a gray. I think it's like shadow gray or something. Just because, like I said, a buddy of mine was like, man, if you feel like your stuff works better, just kind of freehand and then going over it with just that gray to kind of pop it, and then you do your highlights, because I try and do that heavy contrast in my work where the colors, trying to get the colors to pop as much as I can. That seems to work better. So I just kind of stuck with it. I'm like, you know what, this works for me. I'm just going to keep doing it. And that's kind of where I'm at. Like, just like right now, I'm inking none of this. It's all still pencil underneath there. And I found that as I started trying to do the actual graphite, because I was always doing the blue line, as I started doing the actual graphite, I can actually drag some of the lead into the marker and kind of give it like a beat up look. And it kind of helps, especially on the robots, like it gives them kind of a finish. And so I just started kind of leaving it like that. Yeah, and it was something that you can't really fake it. You know what I mean? That texture just happens naturally, and I just kind of leave it in there.
That's cool.
These are a couple.
Yeah, I feel happier with it. I don't know.
These are a couple of the Collectors Club books that I did. This one, this is a second part to the story that I penciled. This is a cover by Greg Horn.
See, and we're sitting here talking about geeking out because you meet somebody that's worked on stuff. I might even have that book. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah. So apparently I only inked half of it. So
it's funny because I was telling Warner a couple of weeks ago, we're talking about Joe, like he really needs to, get out there and engage with the Joe collectors, because to your point, Jason, you have this book, right? Or you might have this book, and this is one of the artists that worked on it, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do have it, and that's awesome that I, know him. I mean, we've only met virtually and everything, but
right.
To say, hey, I know that guy. That's awesome.
You got this one?
I don't think I have that one. Yeah, I don't think I have that one, but I bet you my buddy has it.
Yeah, so I inked this one too. That's
super cool.
This was actually a lot of fun. This book.
Yeah, no, the Joe community is just as rabid as the Transformer community. They really are.
Oh, dude, this right here was a pain. This the title here, Operation Bear Trap. That was all inked.
Oh wow.
So that wasn't like a digital font or anything like that. It was all penciled in there, and I inked that.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Because I am not trying to. Even if I would have tried to put the numbers, let's say, on that road card, it probably would have looked all crooked or something. I'm not a big proponent of having to hand letter stuff.
I inked
trying to avoid it whenever I can.
I inked these dossiers too for the October Guard. Let's see. And then Destro, finally.
Dude, that is really cool. I'm not kidding. I'm really jealous of you right now.
Oh, well.
It would have been awesome to work on either one of those properties, just to, like, I got buddies. They're like, man, do you think you could ever do like sketch cards for Transformers? I'm like, I don't know that they're ever going to do them again. I know they did before, I saw like Frankie Washington had some that he worked on. I'm like, oh, what year was that those were out? You know, I would have loved to have done that, but yeah, I'm super jealous, man.
Yeah, well, I thought it was my end, and then Hasbro decided that they were going to shut down BotCon and JoeCon.
Oh yeah, and they didn't have Fun Publications doing stuff anymore, and
Well, Fun Publications actually kept going for a bit. The collectors clubs were still going, but they didn't have like the license, to do like BotCon, and they could do the collectors club. But for a long time, like after that whole thing went down, that I actually did a lot of adventure team, GI Joe adventure team stuff for them because they weren't doing Real American Hero anymore in their
yeah.
in their books. So this might even be.
Well, they're bringing BotCon back. This was supposed to be the first year.
Yeah, so I mean that would be cool, but
is that under Hasbro or Fun?
Oh yeah, it's under Hasbro because they tried to do like HasCon was what they were calling it, which I mean, it almost sounds like a convention for people that handle hazmat stuff.
Yeah, seriously, it's like hazardous waste convention.
They tried to do that in Rhode Island, like where the corporate headquarters is and all that stuff, but I don't know how over it got with everybody. Because then it was a couple years later, and then now they're like, "Oh yeah, we're bringing BotCon back this year," and it's probably only been maybe 4 or 5 years that they stopped doing it. So they put it on the shelf and then immediately brought it back because that demand is there.
What's funny is I was on the plane out to San Diego Comic-Con. I was actually sitting next to a bunch of gals, and there it is. I was sitting next to a couple girls that worked at Hasbro, and I was sitting there sketching, and they're like, "Oh, are you going to Comic-Con?" I was like, "Yeah, you guys?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, yeah." It's like, "Oh, what do you do?" "Well, we're gonna go work our booth." It's like, "Well, what booth is that?" "Hasbro." I said, "Oh, so it's you I have to thank for being unemployed." And this was before they announced HasCon, but it was like the worst kept secret ever.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, because when you guys decided to do HasCon, you shut down BotCon and JoeCon, and I was doing all the comics for those. And they were like, "How do you know about HasCon?" I said, "Sister, everybody knows about HasCon." Said it's the worst kept secret. And they were like, "Really?" "Yeah." I said, "Dude, you're talking about like the collector market. I mean, if you don't think that these guys are in the know of everything, I mean, you could say the same thing about like like just from the Upper Deck card community.
Oh
The
yeah, everybody knows everything.
I can guarantee you that every single Upper Deck card collector out there knows more about what the heck I'm working on than I do. They certainly know I mean, I don't even know what sets are coming out. Everybody else knows everything,
Yeah. No, I think that's all like knowing where you're gonna apply your dollar to. Like if you're passionate about something, you're planning out, okay, I'm pre-ordering this. Am I gonna collect that? Do I care about this? Just so you have enough funds allocated. So yeah, they definitely care and they know about it ahead of time.
Yeah, but it's also one of those things where it's like somebody's in the know or somebody knows somebody, they find something out, and then it just spreads like wildfire, you know?
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden everybody knows about it, but it's like, it's like Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. So it's so funny because, somebody will tell me something about something. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, they're
Well,
like
it's
sets that
like
are coming out. And I was like, I've never even heard of that.
Okay, so Gordon says Warner's quit being so damn humble. Scarlett says hi back. JD's excited to see more about Marvel Black Diamond and Marvel Exquisite.
See, like I said, never heard of it.
And it says they have some great looking sketch stock. You say so, but it's like the Dave Palumbo thing with Marvel Masterpieces. I mean, that only got announced like a month ago, right? Everybody knew it's him since like May.
Right.
Like everybody knew it was Dave Palumbo, but oh no, nobody knows what it is. Everybody in the hobby knew.
Well, shoot, they just didn't they announce that they pushed out anime?
Yeah, anime is now happening early October, but that was always my understanding. It was late September, early October. So I'm not sure.
Well, I think it was announced September, but as soon as you say it September, you automatically think
Oh yeah,
September.
they're like, oh, September is like 3 days. Where's my anime?
Right.
Mm.
When is Masterpieces supposed to drop?
I don't think that's got an official date, but people are speculating like September 2nd, like next week, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's another one of those. I don't know.
Jonathan Dunn saying someone posted the back of a sketch card blank, and so many people kept searching to match that signature until somebody did. Yeah, that's what happened with Masterpieces.
Yeah, that's. Oh, I don't know, man. There are times when you just got to be quiet. I mean, I think I saw somebody posted the back of a card, and I think that they were asking something along the lines of, "Oh, is Gambit off the banned list?" Because it was like this. I don't know. It was like a lineup or something with like silhouettes.
Yeah, but Gambit's been off the banned list since premiere.
Yeah, but apparently this was the back of a card. That's not out yet.
Oh, that hasn't been announced. I know which one you're talking about.
So I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, we're not gonna get into all that stuff.
Yeah. But it's like,
I was gonna say that stuff. It's just
things that make you go, So.
Yeah, because it wasn't an artist; it was a collector.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. That was
Which
the other
means
thing. It
that
wasn't even an artist that posted it.
Either has a blank or already got an AP. Anyways, we're not talking about stuff like that. La 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 la.
So anyway, Transformers.
Yeah. Oh, Jonathan was asking earlier, who's everyone's favorite Transformer?
Ooh.
I'll make mine short and simple because I'm not into it as much as you guys, and I always like Megatron, the gray one that turns into the gun with the silencer.
Mm-hmm.
The P-38.
Sure. I just thought it was cool. And I always wanted that toy when I was a kid, and my parents wouldn't get it for me because they thought it was stupid.
I actually have my first Transformer.
Are you gonna show it to us?
Yeah, I had to get it all busted up. But
So what's your favorite one, Jason?
I'm taking this mobile. Nobody pay attention to my house. It's kind of messy. I'll show you some Transformers. Ready? There's a Megatron in the box right there, back there in the very back.
Oh, it's a lot of.
There's some G1 Autobots. That was my G1 Cons there. There's some like the newer Chug stuff. Earthrise. Pen's Returns. You name it. It's probably there.
Wow.
So this is the room I was talking about maybe working in, just because I have all my stuff in here. Some Marvel Legends. A whole bunch of Batman stuff up there. Superpowers, Secret Wars. A lot of my Joe stuff is packed up right now, but there's some more Transformers up there. A lot of my He-Man stuff is packed up too right now. Just don't have the room. that I'd like in here. But yeah.
So-
We're talking Transformers. There's a G1 back there. Megatron would be probably my favorite overall. My first Transformer was Sideswipe. I got him at the flea market, and then the same afternoon went home and the cartoon was like on, and that was pretty much all she wrote. I was hooked after that. That's in terms of Autobots, and then Decepticons. Skywarp was like my first. So I've always been really into those two characters just because of that. Almost every collector I know, too, like your first two are special. Like it's kind of your good guy and your bad guy. And then, you're either an Autobot guy or a Decepticon guy. There's people that are into both, but.
So sorry, as you're talking and showing your elaborate Transformers collection, Warner's showing his little Bumblebee and his and his Optimus.
These old busted up toys that are literally from like '84. Like when I was a kid. I mean, it's like so old that the little heat thing doesn't work anymore. It's just constantly there now.
Nice. Yeah, that Megatron that I mean, you could barely see him. He's way back there. I just got that Triptychon not too long ago. He's vintage, and I think I need like 2 pieces to complete him. That Megatron, my wife and my best friend, man, they did a good job on that. Piece by piece, like I got the tech spec reader, then I got the instructions, and I got like the styrofoam to put in the box, and him and all his parts, and then to the point where it's a pre-rub, pre-orange cone. So it's before they, the parents were like, oh no, that looks like too much like a gun. You got to put an orange cone on there, orange tip. And it doesn't even have the rub sign. Like it's almost Diaclone micro change, like that old of a model of it. So that thing's like one of my grails. I think I told my wife even, I was like, that's probably one of the coolest, if not the coolest thing you ever got me. And go ahead and bury me with it. We'll just go ahead and call it that.
That's hardcore.
Prowl was like my first like big Transformer that I got, and of course, since then all those toys have pretty much gone by the wayside. But my wife picked this up.
DeLorean?
What's that?
What is he? No, he's a Datsun.
He's a Datsun Z Fairlady, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at the screen. It's this guy.
Yeah, no, it's looking at it. That looks.
This is not the original one that I got. This is one that my wife picked up. It's what is it? What do they call those? The masterpieces or whatever?
Masterpiece. Yeah, I've got a few of those over in the corner there, in the bad corner. That's why I didn't want to take everybody to the bad corner. I got like all my boxes I used to ship stuff out, and a whole bunch of stuff from this last show that I did, like that I never put away, just prints and stuff, and it looks a mess in there. So I was like, no, I'm not going to go that direction.
Yeah,
but
this thing is tight, man. I mean,
that is a pretty cool figure. Does that transform or is that fixed?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, they transform.
Yeah, and they're like so. There's a lot of steps on these, a lot of points of articulation, and they're ridiculous. I got one. What is it? One of those. And you would know, Jason. The the Decepticon jets.
Oh, one of the Seekers.
It was but it's a yellow one. Like, is it
Sunstorm?
Yeah, that's him. I got him in the masterpiece as well.
Oh, that's cool.
But
yeah, I like start getting into the third party masterpiece too, where they're not licensed, but sometimes they do such a good job of nailing the likenesses and stuff how you want them to look.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, these aren't Hasbro. What are these, like Tacoma?
Well, I was gonna say the actual masterpiece are Hasbro Takara.
Takara. So
they're officially licensed, and then you'll have like third parties like I don't know, Fans Toys, Fans Project, Fans Hobby. Like I got a Mania King Galvatron. He has got like a little LED light on there that they would have never put on there, but he looks cool. I got I like Hardhead, one of the headmasters for all the nerds, if there's any still paying attention after we started nerding out. I got him, and I mean, it's got diecast on it still. Like some of these third parties are amazing, and they'll just throw in some diecast on the figures, and you're just like, wow, this looks like it, what I wanted them to look like in 84, 85, 86. even all the way up to what 90 till they started like G2 stuff.
Right.
So JD says picking a favorite is hard. He's always been a fan of Skyfire, Unicorn, Unicron, not Unicorn, Ultra Magnus, Shockwave, and Soundwave, and Omega
Both.
Supreme. Omega Supreme was cool.
I got a buddy of mine. He's like a huge Omega fan. Like, yeah, both Shockwave and Soundwave would be my next on the list of Decepticons after Megatron, Skywarp. Just work your way down from there. And then, like I said, Autobot, Sideswipe, Slag probably for me is my favorite Dinobot. Has a similar personality to me. That's why I think I like him. Hardhead, same thing. Told my wife I think I like the obstinate Autobots because I'm way more of a Decepticon guy. I'm like, yeah, they look cooler and they want to squish people, so they're fun.
Dark Side, jeez, Dark Quick.
I'm not a huge fan of the any of the Bayformer stuff, though. I am not a fan at all.
What's that?
All the like live action stuff. Bumblebee was good, especially like that
stuff?
opening sequence. Oh, Michael Bay, yeah. All that opening sequence of Bumblebee was like, holy cow.
That was awesome.
But after that, like all the other stuff, it's like even my wife, who, I mean, she's been with me for 14 years. I mean, it's like, okay, she can pick the robots out now. She's watched Transformers the 86 movie probably 200 times, and that's 200 times more than most women would watch it. And she could pick them out. She has favorite Transformers now, even though she didn't encounter. I mean, she was born in '85, so she came into it. I got like 10 years on her. That was her first exposure to it, and she sees the Bayformers, and she's like, "What the hell is that? It's just big, it's silver thing. Is that supposed to be Starscream?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it looks like a Dorito. See, you could totally tell it's him." And she just started laughing. I was like, "Yeah, no, I don't." He didn't. And I've seen interviews where he flat out says he doesn't care for the '86 movie. And I'm like, if you don't care for the '86 movie, you should not have been the guy directing that.
No.
Period.
No.
$478 million later.
Right. And now they greenlit a 7th one the other day. I'm like, oh no. Hopefully they do it kind of like the Bumblebee thing. Otherwise, it's going to be
Bumblebee wasn't him. It was Leica.
Yeah. No, that's why I think it was good.
Yeah, because he comes from animatronics, right? Kubo and the Two Strings and Coraline and all of those movies. He's like him and his team. They're hardcore nerds or geeks, right? They're all about the Transformers. That's what they try to do.
That's what you need on something like that for sure.
Like when you get people working on an IP that are passionate about the IP. Oh, there's my watercolors. Sorry. They're passionate about the IP. They're gonna do it more justice than someone that's coming in that's like, you know what, I'm just gonna revolutionize this and make it my own because I don't understand it or I don't like it.
Right. Cue the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Michael Bay.
Oh, the Alien Turtles?
Well,
yep, the Alien Turtles.
I will say
Rocksteady and Bebop weren't terrible in terms of the way they looked because it was like, oh, at least they're on here.
Yeah.
On the second one, but yeah, they looked like aliens. They're, I don't know, it was like almost like the Jim Lee thing when you redrew them in the 90s.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that you can't be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle and be 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
That's
like when they're full size, what are they supposed to be then? What's an adult Ninja Turtle? 10 feet tall?
Come on, man.
Yeah, it looked like miniature Godzilla.
What I liked about Bumblebee was that they, because it was quote unquote a period piece, that when like Starscream, when he came to Earth, wasn't an F-15, he was actually an F-4, which was like the fighter aircraft of that time.
Right.
Which was it was a pretty sweet look, I thought.
Yeah, Bumblebees is just a fun movie. Take it out of context with the rest of them because they did tie it into the base world, right?
Right.
Especially at the end where he sees the Camaro. But it was a fun movie. It was great. It was kind of I didn't mind what's her face in it too much. She was kind of entertaining, awkward a little bit. Well,
Haley Steinfeld or Stanfield?
whatever her name is. Yeah.
Isn't she? She's in bringing it back to the Marvel. Isn't she in Hawkeye? Disney
Maybe.
Plus thing.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think she plays what the hell's her name? Hawkeye. The
His
girl
daughter.
Yeah. What is her name? Why am I blanking right now?
JD, what's her name? I could probably look this up. DEH. Hawkeye. Kate Bishop.
There you go. That sounds right.
Yeah, but what's the character name? Or she
Kate,
go by Hawkeye? No, does she go by Kate by Hawkeye as well?
yeah,
Yeah.
she's the new. She's like trained by Clint Barton.
I thought it's his daughter.
No, I don't think so.
No?
No, like not in the.
Yeah, okay.
Well, who's this? Hello. You're on a live stream.
Enrollment PPO plan, you are covered from day one and receive coverage for
She's
Who
gonna
phone?
get
Who
kicked out
did?
of YouTube for copyright.
PPO plan.
It's ridiculous.
Now I'm gonna go and try and figure out what set PPO plan is on. Never mind.
Oh my goodness! I don't know if you guys been getting hit with the robocalls and the. I mean, I keep getting a text to Edward talking about a FedEx package that I never picked up.
Yeah, no, I have been getting a lot of stuff like that. Like, oh, you only have so much data left on this phone number. I'm like, whose phone number is it? I have no idea what number that is. Or what was the other one that I got? We'd like to buy your house. I'm like, what?
I always like the old robocalls where it's like, yeah, I'm calling about you seem to be having problems with your Microsoft Windows. And I'm like, all right, dude, let's go with this because this will be fun, seeing as how I don't run Windows. And then, but like just today, I got a call about a robocall about my about iCloud or whatever. I'm like, geez. I'll tell you what. I know it's it's a not getting into politics or anything, but with it being an election year, whoever has the platform that says that they are going to end robocalls is going to get my vote.
But they're not. They can't. Like in Canada, they passed a bunch of laws against that stuff, and robocalls only not register non-for-profits and political things are allowed to do it. And it's like massive, massive fines if you do it. But the way they go around it is they get they're calling out of India and the Philippines.
Oh yeah, because you
With
can't go
phone
after them.
spoofers, with number spoofers, and usually the number will look very similar to your own number because you look at the phone. So what you see on the call display a number that's very similar to you. You don't recognize it, but it's very similar. So in your mind, like, oh, okay, that sounds very familiar. So you pick it up, and then they start.
It's the same area code or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. So if you're
I
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. But the problem is they're spoofed numbers. So every now and then I'll get somebody calling, and I'll pick up the phone whenever. I don't give a shit, right? I'll pick up the phone. But every now and then I'll get somebody calling saying, "Yeah, you called me," and it's like, no, I didn't call you. Our numbers are similar, and it's being spoofed. Right. And that's a bigger problem. So
Yeah.
I almost wish I had the robocalls from local guys that I could just block the number than have all these guys with spoofed numbers that it never ends.
Oh yeah, because they just pick a new number. But I've
Yeah.
actually called by my own phone number.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. What the heck is this? And it was a robocall. It's weird, man.
That's what they need to crack down on, but you can't really crack down on that without getting into censorship, unfortunately.
Mm,
Because then the
Well,
ISP needs to look up the call.
I
Well,
don't-
Skynet's already active, so we're not winning that one.
well,
Yeah, it's
And
called Google.
yeah, Google. And then, I mean, I used to work for a fraud call center. I used to co-manage it, and we used to let product, and I won't say what big company it was for, but it was for a larger company. We used to let product go to wherever some of the fraudsters would have it go to every once in a while, just to bust people. And one time, one of the scams was they had, when you call and you have folks that are hearing impaired or they're deaf, and they would have like a translator that would type everything in. There was a 2-story building that was full of just young ladies that were in college in another country, which I won't mention, and that's all they did all day, because they were just using fraud to like call people, get their info, order on our website, ship stuff out, and it was like a huge crackdown, and it was all because we let some product go through. We found out about it.
Uh,
And it was the same kind of thing. It was like, it's just a couple digits off, and then they'd get the info. And they're of course preying on elderly folks too. So they're like, hey, we need this information from you. Okay. And yeah, it was not cool.
no, it's totally not cool.
yeah, it's all a scam.
The yeah, I lost my train of thought. It'll come back to me. I gotta.
JD likes the robocalls about refinancing his student loans.
That's my
which
other
dated
favorite
back
one.
15 years ago, and one saying he has excellent credit history with online payments, but can't tell him which credit cards they're talking about, or give him a callback number with extension to verify the company they claim they're from. Yeah, it's all garbage.
Yeah, tell him I'll call you after 6.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just another scrap piece of paper. Oh, yeah. Oh, so did you, Andre? Did you ever pick a favorite Transformer?
Yeah, Megatron, the gun.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I never
That's what I
did.
went first.
Dude, I have. You know what? It's funny because I have favorites for different reasons. And this goes back to, it's obviously always hard to pick your favorite.
Just pick one.
I would have to say that
Do it.
overall it's probably going to be Hound, mainly because I like the Army Jeep thing. I mean, as a character, he was a little bit of a wuss, but I always liked the look of him. And then, but it was later in the comic series by Marvel, which actually, you know what? That's what I should do, is a Transformer on the next thing, being a banned character.
No, you can't do Transformers because it's not theirs.
Yeah, but Marvel used to hold the license for it. So technically, I'm talking about when I do my live stream for the group where I do banned characters.
Right.
Like I could do
Okay, yeah.
Chris Star, the Crystal Warrior or whatever.
Yeah, Rom, the Space Knight, Joe's.
Micronaut.
Yeah. Oh, any of that stuff that was like Star Comics too, like Thundercats and what else was Star Comics? Just about any popular toy line, Sectars. Because there was only a few things that were over at DC, like He-Man was at DC. I think Cops and Mask were both at DC. I'm trying to remember. I know there's some other ones.
Barbera.
Yeah, because Warner Bros.
Yeah, they bought. But yeah, I mean, but like for instance, that there was that storyline where like all the Autobots were like wrecked, and all the Decepticons and Autobots got basically blown up by Shockwave.
Oh
Shock,
yeah,
Shockwave's a badass.
that's one of the best covers ever.
The one with the alien Spider-Man and Gears.
Oh, with Megatron, that one's good too. But like the one where it says all the Transformers, and then it has Shockwave and his barrel smoking on his hand, and then there's all the like bullet holes or whatever, and it says "are dead." That thing's
Yep.
gorgeous.
Yeah, I think the very next issue was it was like a team up between Gears and Spider-Man.
You know what's funny is I have a couple of those reprint trades, and that one's in there.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of times they'll block out a lot of the Marvel stuff, but Spider-Man's in there. Like Circuit Breaker, she's in stuff, but like usually they'll try and like, oh, that never happened. That wasn't Marvel ever. Or like, when Star Wars was at Dark Horse and they were doing like the reprints and stuff.
Right,
Same
right.
kind of thing, like blocking it out. And then I go to look in there and I'm like, hey, Spider-Man's in here. Like, what's up with that? It must have cut a deal or something.
Yeah,
Pretty sure it was pre-Disney when those books came out too, so that might have something to do with it.
yeah. How long did that series run?
The comic?
Yeah. At
Oh,
it was maybe a year or two.
for Transformers?
Yeah.
Oh no, that thing ran forever. It outlasted the toy line pretty much. I mean, it was 84 to early 90s, and then G2 started, and they incorporated all the G2 stuff in and did crossovers with GI Joe. Yeah, it was well into the 90s. It was about a decade's worth of books, and in the UK it was longer.
I think I only collected like the first year.
That's when Simon Furman started getting a hold of stuff and doing like time travel, and like Galvatron and Megatron exist at the same time, and I mean it was really cool stuff.
It was about the time that like they started, they killed off everybody, brought them back. I mean, it was like there was what was it? There was like a whole storyline where like Optimus was like only a head or something like that.
Oh yeah, they killed him off, and then like Grimlock was in charge, and then him and Blaster didn't like each other, and yeah, it was a whole thing.
That's a lot of Transformer drama.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it's like
those
can we all just get along?
Those books were good. Those books were really good.
Those and Joe's, I mean, they built a whole mythos that was a little bit different than the cartoon, like Cobra Commander, and then you had the whole like subplot with his son and Storm Shadow, and and then Scarlet's with Snake Eyes, she's not with Duke, but like if you only watch the cartoon, she's with Duke, and then like on I don't know if you guys have seen Resolute, but then he's like, you could pick him or me, make your choice, and she's like, fine, I stay with you, okay, and it was just like fan service that I was like, oh man, first time I watched it, I was like, that was really cool. That was a nod to comic and cartoons.
I'll work on this while we're chatting.
Well,
I almost got this whole piece done. I'm pretty happy. I didn't know if I was going to get another whole robot done, and he's close.
Yeah, I got to wrap it up. I got to get my my ass home and in time to watch Sean's stream at 8.
Oh yeah. Jason, do you watch Sean and Rodney?
No, yeah, I hardly get on anything just because I work weird hours, and like this is a day off for me, so.
Oh, okay.
I'm usually on the honey-do list on Thursdays. That's why when he said Thursday, I was like, oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, that gets me out of work.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah, because
I gotta go live stream. Yeah, so it's kind of like they do sort of the same thing that Dre did for this, where they do like they take a half an hour and they do a sketch, and then at the end of it, or they basically put them up for sale, so it's like a quick sketch off, and then they go on and keep nerding out about things, and then working on commissions and stuff.
Well, that's cool.
So it's probably about 2 hours.
Yeah, they go about an hour 45, 2:15. I'll flip you a link, or Warner, if you want to flip them a link to the group. Check it out if you can. It's entertaining.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, it's fun because JD gets in there and starts throwing grenades in the room, and as do I mean, we all just kind of show up and just start throwing jokes or grenades in the room to kind of throw them off their game. It's fun.
Yeah, but both really talented guys. Both have self-published stuff. It's great. But I think
You know,
my
I-
card's ready for paint.
I'm still just doing like transfer line work on this
Mm.
junk.
Are you actually transferring the line work to the wood now, or are you still just blocking in the lines?
No, I'm actually doing the drawing right now on the tracing paper, and then I'm going to transfer it.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you still have a long ways to go.
Well, I got a handful of cards to finish too, so
Slacker.
yeah. Well, it is what it is.
Plus, those good old deadlines always creeping up.
It's actually, you know what? I just finished a set and sent it in, and I
Well,
was
back
with,
to back for me, right?
what's
I'm
that?
thinking in the same boat, like back to back.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
Yeah.
I did three sets back to back. I'm just finishing the third one now
Mhm.
with all the
I've
right. So
this.
I got the cards for the second one while still working on the first one, and the third one while also working on the second one.
I think this year I got like 5 sets
Damn.
to work on.
Yeah, I
Now,
was gonna say I'm pretty close to that, or if not the same. And then other companies at the same time too. So it's like,
yeah, I gotta get a hookup for other companies. I did send that email, Andre, finally.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. No word, but whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, the I did that. I think it was the first set because I'd like finished off last year. I think last year the last thing I did was maybe Premiere. It was the EPAC, the stuff for EPAC for Premiere.
Mhm.
And so like this year it was like, okay, well, is there anything else? Just just throw me a bone. I don't really care. And they ended up. I got a call or an email from Nicole, and I was like, well, now who is Nicole? And then she asked me if I wanted to do the Aesop's fables, and I go,
Oh, right, tables. Yeah.
and I was like, well, hey man, money's money and whatever, and it'll give me a good opportunity to kind of play around with some things. So I did a lot of experimentation stuff on that set, and then like maybe a week later I got tapped for another set which is yet to be released, and so that was what was cool was I got to try a bunch of stuff on the Aesop's Fables cards, kind of figure out how to do it and then apply it to the Marvel cards. So that was actually pretty cool. Just do something other than the men in tights thing.
yeah, those are always fun just to get a break from it and do something a little different.
Yeah, and work with different a different style, different textures, different techniques. Because
That's why I started doing the anime stuff too, because I was never a huge anime guy, but I always drew all the robots, and everybody's like, "Well, you draw robots all the time. Why don't you just do anime stuff?"
why don't you just do Gundam?
Yeah, it's like, and I'm like, why don't I? So that's what I've been trying to experiment with now. Is like, let me try and do that more often and make that kind of like a go-to thing. And it's helped with my, trying to do more photorealistic stuff or trying to do more stylized like Western style comic stuff too, because it makes you kind of think about your anatomy and how you're gonna relay an emotion in a face or in body language or whatever.
Right. Yeah, being a little more, playing with the squash and stretch and
Oh yeah.
but
Okay, well, I gotta call it, guys.
all right, dude.
Cool, man.
So thanks so much for hopping on. I think it was fun. Definitely do the challenge bit again.
Oh yeah. Imagine when we
see.
have lots of people. It's gonna be a blast.
I can do 10 people.
See, just think if we had gotten everybody that wanted to participate but couldn't because of time constraints. Oh man, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, if we get you two, me, that's 3. If we can get Jay back, 4. Gordon says he's up for it, but later in the day. Same with Monshaw. So I can definitely do 6. I don't know about Harl, Paul Hill. I mean, Paul's in the UK, so it might be too late for him if we do it later in the day. But we'll figure it
Yeah, I
out.
was gonna say it's all timing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all timing. So yeah, now that I know the Thursday is your go-to day, then we can work around that.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that.
Yeah, or in a couple of weeks I'll be able to do some stuff on the weekend too, which opens up. I know more people out of Europe. We can do like during the weekend.
Yeah, Munshaw's a riot. I'm actually
Oh, Monshaw's great. Yeah.
Did you hear? Did you listen to that other podcast that Ian was the guest on?
No, I didn't listen to that one yet.
He spilled the beans, dude. Munshaw is on their podcast. There's an episode coming up with Munshaw for I am so excited to hear that because that guy is just an absolute riot.
Awesome. But yeah, we'll coordinate and try to get as many people as possible. And yeah, like I don't have a fixed day and time to do this, so whatever works for whoever. Everybody who tuned in, thanks so much for watching, for comments, everything like that. Jason Montoya Art on, is that right? Jason Montoya Art on Instagram,
Yes,
Facebook,
sir.
Twitter, wherever you like to browse and troll people, he's there. Jalen Warner, Art of Jalen Warner, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just look him up. And DRE Studios on your most platforms. Anything. Guys, don't cancel your things. I'm just going to end the stream now and just chat for a sec.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate it.
Check out Sean and Rodney.